Alright, what's up Nabs? It's Platinum TDX, the Dragon Xtreme, and welcome to another Dragon Ball Z video. Not really Z actually, but if you could tell by the thumbnail, I have Raging Blast 2, and Dragon Ball Xenoverse, on the cover or whatever. But, that's not the, well, I guess that is the main focus. But I will be talking about other games in this little discussion slash very topic thing, bobber. But yeah, so let's jump right into it. So, as you guys, well, I know a couple of my friends know my idea of a perfect Dragon Ball Z game. If they don't, then oh well. But I've only told a couple of people about my perfect idea for a Dragon Ball Z game, in my opinion, like my idea of my perfect Dragon Ball Z game. Now, notice I said Dragon Ball Z game instead of Dragon Ball Z fighting game. So, and that's mainly because I don't think Dragon Ball Z belongs on the fighting, like, belongs solely under the fighting category, because if you're just gonna, it's not like Street Fighter where they don't have an anime or, well, I don't know if Street Fighter does have an anime, but I'm just gonna say they don't. It's not like Street Fighter, which was revolutionized off of their fighting games, where Dragon Ball Z, it was more so like people made the Dragon Ball Z game because they wanted to relive the show, or they wanted to create their own moments that they thought would be better than the show with the characters from the show. And Dimps has made fighting Dragon Ball Z games, quote unquote fighting. Meaning, it wasn't hardcore fighter, but it was fighting. Like, it was a fighter game. It was a fighter. People played that as a fighting game. While Spike made, like, more so around the edges, Dragon Ball Z simulators. So I guess I could say I would want more of a Dragon Ball Z simulator than anything. And that's the direction that they're taking Dragon Ball Z games. But they still fucking suck nowadays, so yeah. Let's get into what my perfect idea is. Now, aesthetics. Aesthetic-wise, or aesthetically, Raging Blast 1 is by far the best looking Dragon Ball Z game. If you deny that, then you're looking at it from a different perspective than I am. Now, it looks clean. It's very clean. Looks just like the anime. All the animations were heavily coated, like, what the fuck did I just say? Oh, heavily coated, not coated. Yeah, like, they looked very nice, fledged out. They just looked really good. Everything about that game looked really good, unless you want to count some minor facial animations that wouldn't sync up or something like that. But again, that's Japan for you. But Spike games have always looked good. Well, from the 360 era and the PS3 era, they've always looked good. Even in the PS2 era, you can make them look amazing. But they've always looked good, and I think a lot of people, they saw them and then they're like, they're good. But they didn't really give them the type of attention, because back then games weren't like praised for their graphics. When the 360 era came around, everyone was like, oh, look at the graphics, they're cool. And then they got the game and they're like, oh, the game's awesome. It wasn't until about 2010 or 2011 that people started getting so graphically, like, interested. And I'm like, why? You had it right the first time, just stop. And Raging Blast was the perfect, well, not the perfect example, because Raging Blast 2 didn't look bad either. It looked really good. But Raging Blast 1 looked just like the anime. It was perfect. Like, the graphics, the textures could use a little more work. They could up, like, the particle density, and if it was for PC, that game would look amazing, because people would mod the fuck out of it. But all they really need to do is just, all Raging Blast needed was Raging Blast 2's content. Because they had their story mode. The story mode was pretty good. Even though I fucking hate story modes in Dragon Ball Z games, because they're long for no reason, and they're a waste of time for me to get characters that I'm never going to play the story again. I'm just going to jump right in and do duels and fight my friends. I don't feel like playing the story where I have to fight the dumbass AI. Even though in Raging Blast 1, the AI was somewhat decent, but still really stupid. And in Xenoverse, oh my god, I'll get into that later. But, So, Raging Blast 1 was the perfect aesthetic Dragon Ball Z game. A lot of content, a lot of things for you to do, but the combat system was boring, so that made the game boring. Because everything you did, the combat system was just so lacking, you couldn't do anything with all the content you had. So let's move on to Raging Blast 2. Game looked great, I would settle for that, but Raging Blast 1 is my preference. Spike always does their models right. There are a few characters who are really off, but I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I remember talking to Dr. Love about this. But Raging Blast 2 looked good, played good on the PS3. 360, you were a lag fest. But yeah, played good. It was a good game, but the combat system is where it shined, but the content system is where it lacked. The combat system was so not the combat system. The content in the game was so bland. Anything you did in the game, it just felt like you were doing the same shit over and over again. It wasn't like Raging Blast 1 where you had the story to go through, or you had all these other things to go through. Raging Blast 2, there was a galaxy mode, battle zones. Pick one. And quite honestly, I liked it better. But I'm going off of a general approach. I'm not going for my personal approach on like that kind of stuff. Raging Blast 2 is very good in my eyes. I like the galaxy mode, even though I think even that is a waste of time. I think they should just unlock the characters for us and have us pay $40 up front. But anyways, so let's get into what the main topic of this is. Now, Xenoverse, I'm not even going into that. Just I'll link my review in the description below. So yeah, my perfect Dragon Ball Z game would be the aesthetics and graphics from Raging Blast 1. Like the character models, the graphics, the cell shading, everything from Raging Blast 1 except the combat system. Along with Raging Blast 2's combat system with enhancements, meaning a Raging Blast 3 type combat system, meaning Raging Blast 2's combat system with more combos for every character, fleshing out characters even more, especially since they had like 6 years now, or 5 years, 6 years next year. And I guess what can they take from Xenoverse? I don't know. The maneuverability, like the moving around, I like that a lot. Like the running could be good. The running's awesome. The flying is definitely good, but it gives too much freedom in the Dragon Ball Z fighting, and it makes fighting someone be a hassle if they just run away all day, especially with the servers being shit right now. But yeah, nothing else from Xenoverse really. There's nothing from Xenoverse, nothing else from Xenoverse that I like. Oh well. But yeah, that's my perfect idea. Let me know what you guys think for a perfect idea in the Dragon Ball Z game. My name is Platinum TDX and Dragon Xtreme. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!